Hello Pisces, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to JilleTarot. This is your love reading for November 2021. This is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. And it's not going to resonate for everyone. So let your intuition guide you to the things that feel meaningful for you. You could also check out the other signs that make up your chart. A lot of times those readings contain additional messages. And thank you all so much for your support. If this resonates, please feel free to like and subscribe. All right, let's see what the main message is, what the theme is, what the energy is surrounding you, Pisces, regarding love. I guess we'll take this one. Romance, Cupid's arrow strikes. So that's the perfect card to come out when we're starting a love reading. There's romance. You're going to be struck by Cupid's arrow. So let's get some cards for this romance energy for you, Pisces. We're getting healing. Old wounds and childhood issues need revisiting. And spiritual lesson. This person is in your life to teach you a spiritual lesson. So very interesting energy. Feels already right off the bat that there could be several messages coming in regarding romance, regarding the need to heal old wounds, and the need to learn a spiritual lesson. Could possibly be, there's romance, you know, it doesn't say anything about love, but there could be some romance coming in. Cupid's arrow is going to strike. But this person is in your life to teach you a spiritual lesson. Now, that doesn't mean it's a bad spiritual lesson, but it means that they're here for a purpose. So let's get some cards for healing. The old wounds and childhood issues need revisiting. And we're getting the Ace of Swords, the King of Cups, and the Queen of Swords. So it's interesting because with this romance energy coming in and Cupid's arrow striking, we do have healing. The old wounds and childhood issues need revisiting. We have a new beginning in truth and clarity. As you heal and revisit an old wound, that brings in this new truth and clarity to the situation here. This is successful energy. So it feels like you're going to actually, if you revisit any old wounds, you're actually going to be successful in having new clarity, new truth and clarity come in this new beginning. A new beginning, new communication also with truth and clarity. And then we have the King of Cups. Feels like this is your energy where you're very powerful. As this healing energy comes in, as this new truthful beginning comes in, there is you, and you're very powerful when it comes to taking the lead, when it comes to romance and love here. You know, taking the lead when it comes to a connection. It feels like this is, you know, having this healing energy and this new clarity come in actually allows you to be very much powerful when this romance energy comes in. You could be connecting with an air sign here with this Queen of Swords card. So when you come into connection, you're feeling very powerful in this romance. The Queen of Swords, you know, the queens are interested in connections and relationships, and this is very truthful communication energy. Very rational. It feels like this, if this is a person's energy, this person is very logical, rational. They're very communicative too, and they could be communicating to you very clearly that they want to come into connection, but also at the same time that they're not going to take any BS. If this is your energy, you can tap into, you can cut out the things that no longer serve you, like old wounds and childhood issues. You can cut out the stuff that may be blocking romance in your life, blocking connection. You know, you can come from this energy because you're feeling very powerful. When it comes to connections and relationships, you're going to cut out the stuff that's not going to serve you going forward in a connection here. So let's get a card for the Ace of Swords, the King of Cups, and the Queen of Swords. And we're getting the Devil. So this, when it comes to this Devil energy, this can be, you know, the need to break free from your old wounds. This is major arcana. It's Capricorn energy. You could be coming into connection with a Capricorn here. But, you know, this can be something that's tempting. It could be tempting just to stay in the old wounds and not have the healing energy. It can also be about where you felt powerless. You know, but it can be about something that's possibly toxic. And that's what this Queen of Swords can cut out, the toxicity. So it does come back to healing and old wounds. The old wounds that need healing feels like they're toxic. And you could be obsessed with these old wounds and feeling powerless to actually heal a past wound. But it feels like this is about cutting out anything that doesn't serve you, cutting out the BS, and getting to the issue with any old wounds so that there can be healing, because you need this healing to have this new beginning in truth and clarity. And to have this new beginning, or to have this romance, you need this new beginning. You need truth and clarity with yourself and truth and clarity with others. Like I said, there could be something that's tempting here with the devil energy. So take that however it resonates. Use the discernment of the Queen of Swords here. You know, like I said, taking no BS, cutting out the things that don't serve you, staying in truth and clarity here. You know, we have a new beginning in truth and clarity. And then when it comes to connections and relationships, when it comes to romance, be very powerful, because this Queen of Swords is telling you that you have this power to cut out the things that aren't going to serve you. You're not going to take any BS because you've healed the old wounds. And there could be something coming in to tempt you that's going to test your healing of the old wound. And that could be, you know, like I said, it could come in with Cupid's arrow striking, could come in with this romance energy, because we have down here that this person is in your life to teach you a spiritual lesson. So something coming in to tempt you, they're going to come in to tempt you so that you can, it feels almost like the spiritual lesson is the ability to stay in your power, Pisces, and stay in this healing energy where you're not letting the old wounds become toxic anymore. You're able to cut out people, places, whatever, cut out the stuff that doesn't serve you. You're not going to take any BS. But like I said, there's some temptation, something toxic possibly coming in that you need to learn a spiritual lesson from. And it may all stem from romance. Now, for others of you, it is about the spiritual lesson of staying in this healed energy, even though you're coming into a romantic connection. It's almost about how well you can keep the boundaries of this healing energy from this old wound. Keep your boundaries so that you can stay in this new truth and clarity, and also in this power, and cut out what's not going to serve you when it comes to romance. It just feels like it's a testing energy of how well you can hold this healing energy, this Queen of Wands energy, when it comes to connecting in a romantic way. So let's get some cards for spiritual lesson. And we're getting the Queen of Cups, the Seven of Swords, and the Nine of Wands. So it does feel like this person is in your life to teach you a spiritual lesson. Like I said, it with the Queen of Cups, when it comes to connections and relationships, the Queen of Cups is loving and caring. She's also vulnerable. So this could have to do with your vulnerability, Pisces. But it does feel with the Seven of Swords here that there is something going on with this devil energy. There is some kind of betrayal, some sort of deceit, lying, sneaky behavior, some sort of dishonesty or secrets that's going on as you come into connection. It all starts with romance. It feels like this romantic energy could knock you off your feet here. You're very powerful. You can tap into this Queen of Swords energy. But this person comes along that maybe makes you a little bit vulnerable to the old wounds that you thought you had healed. And so it's almost like I said, it's a testing energy when this person comes in, because there is some dishonesty, something going on with this Seven of Swords that takes you back to your past, to old wounds. But with this Nine of Wands, you have the ability to persevere through this spiritual lesson. This is about standing your ground, and that the battle is almost over. So perseverance is the key here with this Nine of Wands. So it does, like I said, It is however it resonates, but it does feel like this person coming in is going, this devil energy, it's a little bit toxic. This romantic energy is toxic, and it's going to make you open and vulnerable to opening up old wounds, because it feels like this person, there's some not that they've set out to purposely deceive you or be dishonest or have secrets. It's just that there's that energy that's in this situation here with this Seven of Swords. But like I said, pay attention to this Nine of Wands. Stand your ground, because you've healed an old wound. You started out with this truth and clarity. You're very much in your power, and it could possibly come back to not cutting out. Feels like boundaries. Cutting out the things that aren't going to serve you, and take any BS from this toxic energy, this Seven of Swords energy. But stand your ground. If you've done the healing of this old wound, the battle is almost over, and there's perseverance available to you. Back to this spiritual lesson. This person is in your life to teach you a spiritual lesson, and it does feel like it comes back to boundaries, and not allowing this situation to open any old wounds. So let's get a card for the Queen of Cups, the Seven of Swords, or the Nine of Wands. And we're getting the King of Pentacles. So, the King of Pentacles brings in some very powerful, grounded, stable energy to the situation. The King of Pentacles, he leads with abundance. He leads from a grounding, secure, stable place. So it does feel like you're, if you can persevere through this situation and stand your ground, you are able to come into and tap into this King of Pentacles energy, where you're taking the lead in your abundance. You've stood your ground. You withstood the storm. You've learned the spiritual lesson that you can go forward from a place of truth and clarity, that you have actually healed the old wounds that needed healing. And you're going to, lead and take the lead when it comes to your abundance in your life. And going forward, you've arrived at a very grounded, stable place here. Very secure energy with this King of Pentacles. So we do have some water sign energy. We have air sign energy, Capricorn energy, and earth sign energy. So you could be connecting, or, you could have options, some of you coming in, that's available to you, connecting with different people that have these varying energies. But just in a general sense, it does feel like you arrive at this very grounded, stable place. For some of you, if you can persevere through this situation, somebody else is going to come in that is a very grounded, stable, secure connection with this King of Pentacles. So let's see what the best advice is for you, Pisces. And we're getting codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Back to this devil energy. This is codependency, something toxic here. The devil card can also be about addictions. So one way or another, it's either your energy or another person's energy, where codependency, addiction to something, is going to affect your romantic life. You notice it says addictions are affecting your romantic life. We have romance here. We have the devil energy. That's toxic, possibly obsessive energy, codependent energy. So take a look around, pay attention to people that you're coming into connection with, pay attention to any codependency issues, any addiction issues that they may have. And this could possibly be your own codependency or your own addictions that are very toxic. But there is a spiritual lesson that's available to you from this whole situation. There is healing old wounds. So it starts off with a romantic connection coming in that is available to teach you a spiritual lesson. And the best advice is addictions can be affecting your romantic life. So take a look at that. So I hope this was helpful, Pisces. And until next time, I'm wishing you lots of love and many blessings.